Shut up and sit down.
Howdy guys, it's Andy from Big Mac's Workshop and Painting Studio, and it's White Dwarf time again. A little bit later than anticipated, as we got it literally just before we knocked off last night, so we're bringing it out today. I do apologise if my voice is a little bit croaky. I've got a bit of a cold and a sore throat, so I do apologise in advance for that. But let's get straight on into it. Obviously, Gabriel Angelos from Dawn of War, as this is a Blood Ravens edition, and straight into it. Get past the stuff we're not interested in. I'll start looking at some toy soldiers. So, as expected, a lot of 40k involved in this one. It looks like we've got a little battle report for Age of Sigmar, and plenty of other articles to read through as well. So, firstly, we've got the readers' models, and as always, some stunning stuff. Dreicher is particularly cool. Really nice model. Definitely would like to have a go at that. I think the airbrush would work lovely on it. This month's model of the month is Magnus the Red by Daniel Jackson, who's apparently been a regular contributor to the White Dwarf, and yes, as expected, it is absolutely stonking. Really cool figure is Magnus, absolutely massive dude. So, the Worlds of Warhammer. Phil Kelly is talking about Age of Sigmar and the different realms. So this is a continuation from last month, I dare say, and he's talking about the gods themselves and where they live. And there is quite a lot of information about that. 40k, Imperial Guard on the front, a nice double picture spread, including super heavies and everything else you'd expect in an Imperial Guard army. So, Echoes of Warp, this month is written by Robin Cruddas, and he's talking about his experiences in the design studio and the sort of stuff he does with his involvement in GW's design elements. And that continues on the next bit. So, Blood Ravens. Short story for Blood Ravens. All you Dawn of War players will be fully aware of who they are. They were created by THQ a long time ago, and now I've got an official entry, which is really cool to see. Got a long old story here. Nice. So, an index of stories, the Blood Ravens doctrines, and a bit of backstory about them. And obviously, talking about certain heroes of legend, in this case, Chapter Master Angelos. So, let's see where we get going. So, Codex Blood Ravens. So, Blood Ravens, Relentless Seekers. Unmodified wound rolls of 1 or 2 always fail, irrespective of any abilities the weapon or the model that attacking have, which is really solid. Means that even the volcano cannons and other big guns from knights are still only wounding their infantry on 3s, which is really going to help their survival out. Also, Deny the Witch and Psychic tests, Psycho models can reroll 1s, which is really, really handy. Saves a lot of command points rerolling them due to perils, and also gives you a slightly more improved chance of denying anything or casting anything anyway. So, their stratagem is Chief Librarian, which is 1 command point and allows the regular Librarian Psychers to become a Chief Librarian, allowing them to cast an extra spell and dispel an extra spell every turn. So you only need to. That's once per game at before the game starts. Really good power. That really good stratagem. Get a lot of return on your command points when you're getting free rerolls and things. So Relic is a supercharged bolt pistol. It's okay. It's a bolt pistol or heavy bolt pistol. Slightly stronger, better AP, more damage. What more can you say? Okay, Gabriel Angelos comes in at a whopping 185 points, but he is quite tasty. Does more wounds on a charge. Full rerolls because he's a chapter master, and it generally hits fairly hard because he's a big bruiser with thunder armor. Also, interestingly, is a movement 6 when he's wearing Terminator armor, which is surprising. It makes him very quick. So, what warlord traits do they get their own? Let's see. It doesn't look like the chaps to get their own warlord trait there, which is a shame. But it's something extra to play about with. It means that those guys who have built their armies up to look like Blood Ravens can play them. The Gabriel Angelos figure is great. Armies do look good as up as Blood Ravens. I do like them. Unsurprisingly, the first painted splatter is Blood Ravens. So it looks like they're using a standard base coat of Mephiston Red to start off with, which I'm sure a lot of guys out there will recognise. And they're also giving you a link to YouTube, the GW's Warhammer TV's YouTube channel, on tips on how to paint out their chapter symbol on the shoulder pads to save you having to do it yourself. Well, save you having to figure it out yourself. So, Indomitus Crusade, the fleets. So obviously a bit more backstory about 40k. Talking about the fleets that are out there doing crusading. Some more fluff for Catch and Jungle Fighters. It's about time they get new models, to be honest. Really are showing our age. Also, nicely, they've given you a quick tutorial on how to paint camo. There's a whole load of ways of doing that, but this one's quite simple. Nice to see that. And obviously conversions and a very, very cool Hive Tyrant Zoanthrope thing. Really cool swirly pattern on the heads. I really like that, that's nice. So, Death World Forests on Alien Worlds. Talking about in this particular instance, we're talking about the Eldar weird monstrous forest and giving you ideas on how to paint all that out. So, on to Age of Sigmar. Rules of Engagement by Jervis Johnson. This is talking about how they go through the battles, how they go through making the data slates, battle scrolls, should I say. Also giving you a quick look at the weird fish elf bloke with a fish called Isharan Soulrender, which we do have a tutorial of currently on Patreon. So the Stormbolt Warlords. Tale of 4 Warlords, and it is Stormcast Eternals with a very interesting core scheme. Nurgle Demons. Very colourful wings on the plague drones. The Idenef Deepkin, probably butchering that. But yeah, the weird fish elf dudes. And squigs. Of course, let's face it, squigs rule. So we've got a battle report. It's now Age of Sigmar, and interesting. It's showing you a little bit about the actual details of the battle itself. Now these two armies are Stormcast Eternals and a mix of various different chaos. As always, no spoilers, so I'm going to keep on skipping right to the end. So, second battle. So it looks like this is a two-parter. This is against this is Slaaneshi demons versus dryads and so the Oakenbrow Wargrove. So I think that's I can't remember what they're called. Sylvaneth, maybe. So I do want to say that. As always, skip to the end again. So nice to see two battle reports in one game. Nice, two fairly short ones, but you still get plenty more than normal. So it's nice to see that. So this is more points about Warhammer Underworld for those guys who play it. Probably a bit more about how to create your decks, etc. Arena Mortis. Warhammer Underworlds can be highly competitive. Challenge the wits of the sharpest players. So this is talking about. This is an introduction to it, and also different variation on Underworld, on the Underworld game itself. So yeah, looks like full rules and information about how to play it, plus the cards. So you allow you to play it properly as well, which is nice. So Crusade Titan Legions, talking about the Titan Legions from the Heresy era, including full rules on how to do it. Some of this stuff is Legion traits. There's deep war vaults. If any of the Titan Legions Titans is destroyed without having scored any hits on an enemy unit, it's worth no victory points. Things like that. So it's not really nice ways of improving your army, but in a thematic manner. Also, a specific war gear, and a whole load of other bits and pieces telling you how it's done. So, Necromunda. Looks like we've got some computer games coming up as well. And J. Clare's Hunt for the Lost Ring, which is obviously a Middle-earth battle games with new rules for certain things to allow you to play additional missions, which is always a nice thing to see. So even more new rules. So there's a lot of stuff for their smaller games. This is Blackstone Fortress, second part to the section what was in last month's White Dwarf. So finalised rules for that, including the additional missions, and obviously so a little bit about the Black Library right at the end, about the new books what are coming out over the next few months. So in Kill Team, Inquisitor Eisenhorn has got his own rules, so that's nice to see. So if any of you guys who play Kill Team and have Eisenhorn, you've now got rules to use him in Kill Team, so that's kind of cool. And Chaos Demons Kill Team rules as well. So full rules for the Chaos Demons, including, as always, names. And there you go. In the studio, we've got a few little bits and pieces, just talking about what people have been up to in the in the studio as a whole. And there you have it. Another pointer is, as the other month we got a bookmark for Munchkin. There's now a actual in-game card as well for Munchkin as well, which is actually called As Seen in White Dwarf, which is kind of cool. So those guys who would benefit most on this one are the smaller game players. There is some obviously the straight up rules for a new chapter is very cool. So those of you who painted up your army to be Blood Ravens will benefit, and they are, in my opinion, quite tasty rules actually. Being able to take hits on ones and twos rather than just on ones most of the time is very nice. So that means that the heavy weapons stuff is not going to be as effective against you. But the smaller games also going to have had a hell of a lot of love in this one as well. Anyway, that's enough for me waffling away about this month's White Dwarf. As always, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We do have other videos. We do this every month, but we also do giveaways and do tutorials as a primary source of video footage. As always, got some thank yous to make. Massive thank yous to our Patreons. These are our top paid Patrons, and without you guys we couldn't do this at all. So the Orc Boys, Matt, Ludwig Offbauer, Warren, D. Wack, Kit Lindquist, Agnes of Dawn and Mark. Massive thank you to you guys. This is exactly the sort of thing what you guys pay for, that and additional models, etc. Also thank you to the Outposts, which are our affiliate link. If you go through our link in the description and you want to buy cut price models, check them out. A company local to us from Sheffield. Really nice bunch of guys. If ever you use Outpost, go through our link because we get 5% store credit at no cost to you. So you're helping us out and helping yourself out as well. So thank you for watching this, guys, and we shall catch you in the next one. Ta-ra.